I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. The MAGA Republicans in the House of Representatives are now saying that the whistleblower who had all of this information about President Biden is now missing, and they can't locate the individual. And not only can they not locate that whistleblower, but all of their whistleblowers now in all of their investigations have gone missing, or at least 9 out of 10 of the whistleblowers have gone missing, or they're in jail, or they're in court cases, so they're no longer able to provide the information that the MAGA Republicans used to defame President Biden. Come on and give me a break here. Remember 2 weeks ago when MAGA Republican chairman of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer, went on all the news, and then they had all of these headlines on Fox and New York Post. They called him President Joe Bribin, and here's the New York Post front cover. FBI has secret file alleging that then Vice President Biden took money from foreign national. Then they credit that to the whistleblower. Well, this is what MAGA Republican James Comer said on the Maria Bartiromo show this weekend. He said this whistleblower is missing. Play the clip.
Hold on a second, Congressman. Did you just say that the whistleblower or the informant is now missing?
Well, we're hopeful that we can find the informant. Now, remember, these informants are kind of in the spy business.
You know, and apparently he just thinks Americans are a bunch of idiots. You know, he's all involved in this spy world, and in the spy world, these things happen. It's fascism meets idiocracy. By the way, here's more from the interview where then MAGA Republican James Comer says, well, actually, essentially all of the whistleblowers, that they're either missing or they are in jail or they're being intimidated by the media. The media is intimidating them. Biden's intimidating them. Here, play this clip.
Are there whistleblowers or informants missing right now?
Well, with what we've investigated and the people that we've tracked down, going back to the CEFC, the two main players in that business, as well as all the Americans that were involved in the different Biden influence peddling schemes, as well as the Serbian national. The 9 of the 10 people that we've identified that have very good knowledge with respect to the Bidens, they're one of 3 things, Maria. They're either currently in court, they're currently in jail, or they're currently missing. So it's of the utmost importance that the FBI work with us to be able to try to identify what research they've done, what investigations they've done, because we have people that want to come forward, but honestly, Maria, they fear for their lives. Not only are the Biden lawyers and the Biden White House intimidating them, the media is trying to intimidate and discredit them. And I think if you look at the Rasmussen poll, 7 in 10 Americans are very concerned that Joe Biden's involved in a public corruption scheme, and they want to know more information. 7 in 10 Americans strongly support the work that our House Oversight Committee is doing, investigating the Biden influence peddling. And we just need to get some cooperation from these different deep state bureaucracies that are standing in our way.
This is absolutely extraordinary, and it is stunning that some people are missing that you need to prove this. Who in the White House is intimidating these people? Do you know?
I do know. We're saving that for a later time. But I can tell you one thing that a lot of people don't know. When I issue a subpoena to a bank or to an individual, the second I issue that, Jamie Raskins gets that. And when we get information in from the bank or from any individual, they make 2 copies, one for the majority, which are the Republicans, one for the minority, which are the Democrats. And my biggest problem with the Democrats on the House Oversight Committee is they're acting as a criminal defense attorney for the Biden family.
And you see there, like Maria Bartiromo, like has like a straight face, and she's like, "Oh, this is breaking news. Oh my gosh, the whistleblowers missing. The whistleblowers made up. All these people do, these MAGA Republicans, they lie and they lie and lie. Just for reference, let me show you from last week so you can compare it. This is what James Comer said on the Maria Bartiromo show last week. Play this clip.
What can you tell us about this latest investigation of influence peddling on a sitting president? I know that you're planning a press conference this Wednesday. What will we learn?
Well, Senator Grassley and I received a tip on a whistleblower. Senator Grassley was the lead in this. We reviewed documents from the legally protected whistleblower, highly credible whistleblower that would implicate Joe Biden in a pay-for-play scheme.
And then, in fact, they held an entire press conference in the House of Representatives, which was then covered by the MAGA Republican media echo chamber, as well as other large media networks and local media. And they would kind of phrase it as a question, right? Like, President Biden investigating for bribery? Tune in and find out. Here, just play this press conference.
Now I want to say a few remarks about the developments last week. A week ago, I sent a subpoena to the FBI for a form that a whistleblower has alleged is in the FBI's possession. We hope the FBI will be transparent and forthcoming and provide the Oversight Committee with the 1023 form we have subpoenaed. If they do, the committee will assess the form it has subpoenaed from the FBI, and has been my practice. We will report to you only facts when they are verified and indisputable. This committee will not pursue witch hunts or string the American people along for years with false promises of evidence that is beyond circumstantial evidence, as Representative Adam Schiff and the Democrats did for years. I trust the whistleblower. A subpoena from this committee is a powerful tool that I do not take lightly. The level of detail provided to Senator Grassley led me to conclude a subpoena was warranted, and I stand by that assessment. I will say this. When Senator Grassley approached me with the information the whistleblower provided, it was because of the information we've learned through this committee's own investigation that indicated to me the whistleblower's allegations are consistent with our independent findings. Those findings are what I called you here today to discuss.
Yeah, as Democratic Representative Dan Goldman, who's a former prosecutor, now a superstar Congress member from New York, but he's a prosecutor who prosecuted major mafia cases, big federal cases. You know, you need evidence, right? Like, and the MAGA Republicans just exist in defamatory rumors and innuendo, which is all projection. All actual stuff there's evidence of that Donald Trump engaged in. But Congress member Dan Goldman wrote, the dog ate my homework. And that's it for the MAGA Republicans. It's all the dog ate my homework. By the way, James Comer, who is the chair of the House Oversight Committee, who you just saw, what do you think James Comer's background is, right? Well, the reports about James Comer is that his ex-girlfriend said that he repeatedly abused her, both physically and mentally. She says Comer hit her and forced her to run all of her interactions with others by him for approval, and consequences were violent and swift otherwise. And she revealed that James Comer, who wants to ban abortion nationally, took her to get an abortion and became enraged after she used her real name on a form requiring proof that she had an escort drive her home. You can check that out at the careerjournal.com. The headline is "College Girlfriend Says James Comer Abused Her." But this is the tactic that they used. Like, this is what, remember, Tucker had the bombshell report back in the day, and then he said that he lost the only copy of documents that would have nailed President Biden. He had it, but it just disappeared off the hard drive, you know, and then they spread these deranged conspiracy theories online and spread these messages that, oh, it's Biden and Hillary Clinton are in a secret cabal and that they're the reason that this information got destroyed, or the whistleblower disappeared due to President Biden and Hillary Clinton's intimidation. Like, I kid you not, like, these are actual posts that that they're making. And then you have people like, even like Jonathan Turley, who's like the right-wing Fox MAGA Republican lawyer, who has this whole thread about how, wow, Chairman Comer just told Fox's Maria Bartiromo that they're still trying to track down the informant on the alleged bribery scandal. It is unlikely that the media will be assisting in that search. What search? This whole thing is made up. This whole thing is manufactured. This whole thing is complete and utter BS. I want to remind you, though, that this isn't the first time also that the MAGA Republicans in this House have done that. They've been running this fake whistleblower scam. They get the headline and then they move on to another fake whistleblower. They get the headline, they move on to another fake whistleblower. And you may remember a report we did on the MeidasTouch network, but this is from March 2nd of 2023, and this is a Democratic staff report that they put out regarding the fake whistleblowers, or who these purported whistleblowers are, that the MAGA Republicans claim exist regarding their weaponization of the Department of Justice investigations. And this report was called GOP Witnesses, What Their Disclosures Indicate About the State of the Republican Investigations. Mind you, this was on March 2nd. And the revelations that I'm just talking about from James Comer about the missing whistleblower was this past weekend. This is what the Democratic report stated. The partisan investigation, such as it is, rests in large part on what Chairman Jim Jordan described as dozens and dozens of whistleblowers coming to us, talking about what is going on, the political nature at the Justice Department. To date, the House Judiciary Committee has held transcribed interviews with 3 of these individuals. Chairman Jordan has, of course, refused to name any of the other, quote, dozens and dozens who may have spoken with him. He has also refused to share any of the documents which these individuals may have provided to the committee. Nevertheless, based on interviews of the 3 witnesses that have been made available to us, we are able to draw a number of striking conclusions about the state of the Republican investigations. First, the 3 individuals we have met are not, in fact, whistleblowers. These individuals, who put forward a wide range of conspiracy theories, did not present actual evidence of any wrongdoing at the Department of Justice or the FBI. Second, the transcribed interviews we held thus far refute House Republican narrative about bias at the Department of Justice. We urge Chairman Jordan to schedule the public testimony of these individuals without delay. The American public should be able to judge for themselves whether these witnesses or their allegations are remotely credible. Third, these interviews also reveal the active engagement and orchestration of disturbing outside influence on the witnesses and potentially the Republican members of the Select Subcommittee. A network of organizations led by former Trump administration officials like Kash Patel and Russell Vogt appear to have identified these witnesses, provided them with financial compensation, and found them employment after they left the FBI. These individuals lobbied for the creation of the Select Subcommittee in the first place. They have a story to tell, and they appear to be using the House Republicans to tell it. Fourth and finally, nearly all of the Republicans involved in this investigation, the witnesses, some of the members, and certainly their outside operators, are tied together by the attacks of January 6, 2021. The witnesses whom we have met objected to the arrest of individuals suspected to have laid siege in the United States Capitol. Others of the dozens and dozens we suspect participated directly in the riot. If this investigation is an attempt to whitewash the insurrection or hedge against pending indictments, it has been spectacularly ineffective, but these extremists have a view antithetical to the safety of our republic, and the American public has a right to be concerned. We note that in the ordinary course of business, we would not disclose the substance of a transcribed interview at this stage of the investigation. Even when we do not agree with the aims of our Republican colleagues, we expect the importance of congressional oversight. We directed our staff to prepare this report only after we learned that House Republicans began to share the contents of these interviews with the press. And so you see here that related to the Judiciary Committees using these kind of fake whistleblowers to spread the lies and defame the Biden administration and have the media write about it. And this past weekend, we see James Comer from the House Oversight Committee. Jim Jordan's Judiciary. Comer is the House Oversight Committee. But by the way, do you see the link there? Jim Jordan covering up sexual abuse before becoming a member of Congress. And then you have James Comer being accused by his ex-girlfriend of sexual abuse. There's a pattern here that's clearly at issue. And by the way, when it comes to the January 6th committee, it was fairly easy to get very credible witnesses to testify and present actual evidence in a system of evidence and facts. Yet the MAGA Republicans don't exist in a system of evidence and facts and things that could actually be demonstrative of their points. Instead, they exist in conspiracy theories and lies and just defaming people's good names because Fox or one of the right-wing magazines will write about it. And folks, this isn't a political issue, right? Like, this isn't the Democrats feel this way, the Republicans feel this way. Look, if you have a whistleblower who has actual facts and evidence and information, and they testify publicly the same way all of those Republicans testified before the January 6th committee, if you have actual facts, present it. Show it to the American people. Show us the facts. And we can judge for ourselves the validity. But it's always, now they're missing. Now it's super secret. President Biden and Hillary Clinton and a secret cabal of leftists the deep state has conspired to scare all these witnesses and all of the facts. And the only person who's got the real facts, the only person who knows what's going on is James Comer and Jim Jordan and Donald Trump, people who actually lie about every single freaking thing. Not political, it's just truth versus lies and idiocracy. And they go there, and then everyone's like, oh my gosh, these whistleblowers just disappeared. Oh my God. No. Total, utter BS. And we're going to call it out here on the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers thanks to your incredible support. I can't even believe this stuff. 1.5 million subscribers. Help us get there. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch and wherever you get audio podcasts, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast. It is free. Check us out at patreon.com. Support us there if you can. No worries if you can't. Hit subscribe on the YouTube. It's free. Have a great day.
Hey, Meidas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.